building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Down out, I was worth it and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. It definitely is, but we do have to stand together. And one of the things that I've been saying is we can no longer say it's not our life, it's not our family, it's not affecting us, because this affects every woman in this country, every daughter, every sister, every mother. It
Mhm.
affects us all. And there is no more, you can't sit back and just be like, oh, well, that's not my community. It's
Mhm.
all fucking communities. Every fucking state has got this shit coming up to vote for. Every state is
Yep.
going through it.
These
So,
these men need to come. They need to support us. This is now we need them because again, like you said, we are their mothers. This can be your sister. This
right,
can be your daughter. So
right,
these men need to stand with us also. This is when they need to have our back. Everybody always talk about, having the king's back. And granted, of course, but y'all need to have our back now. Y'all need to walk with us and stand with us also. We need you. Show us that you a king and you got your queen's back. So these men need to step up also. They need to have these talks also. They need to, especially in our community, because
right.
it does affect their mom, their daughter, their sisters.
Right. I think it's easy, of course, because again, men don't have to go through a lot of the stuff we go through as women, and until sadly it's their family, that it'll hit them. And I
Mhm.
hope more men pull out of that, because if not, you're going to be faced with it's not until it is, and then what you're going to do then? How many husbands are going to take care of the child that was created in that rape, or the daughter who got raped? How many fathers are going to just stand by and be like, oh yeah, my daughter's just going to have this baby? Like, really, how many are really going to do that? If God forbid it does happen, you
Mhm.
know and I feel like, why wait for it to get to there? That's why we all, it's affecting us now. There's not one woman that can sit by and say it's not affecting me.
Mhm.
It's not my life.
It can be your daughter. It can even with the father, like the men. That can be your daughter. Your daughter was forced to have a kid, and now at 15, her body's not developed, and you lose her and your grandchild because she didn't have the option.
Hmm. Right. And we're not going to even put on the suicide rate that's going to come with this shit.
Exactly. 14-year-olds probably trying to abort themselves, Googling how to, you know, taking
Right.
probably pills and sticking stuff up in them. And like you said earlier, Lisa, throwing themselves down the stairs and all those type, or having their boyfriend punch them in their stomach because they're 14, 15, and they just found out they're pregnant and they like, we can't even, where Planned Parenthood them kids were able to go
Right.
and get it done, and now they can't, and they're forced in at 14, 15. How do we tell our parents? And so now they try to take it in their own hands.
Right. Right. Um, yeah, that just hits a certain way, and it's like, oh,
Just doesn't sit right.
even the, like, all the babies that are born on drugs. If you've never been in an infant wing in the hospital and seen a baby screaming, that's been born from drug abuse, or the stats and stories behind that, it's like,
Hmm.
what quality of life is that? I really think people need to look at quality of life, but I feel we're into causing more suffering in this world than we are of actually being in that place of empathy and looking at humanity with humility and love. And we're so just ready to force people to suffer. And I will always say it: our souls are currency. That
You
energy is,
almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry.
you're good. Our energy is currency, and the more we stay in fear, the more we stay in anger, the more we stay in these lower vibrations. If people don't realize that's a part of this shit too, to keep
Hmm.
us, those vibrations of this lower shit, anger, fear, hurt, pain, we can't elevate like that. We can't shift. And society's been shifting and we can't. We're pressed back down energetically also.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're getting at that at times. So just on to close it, I know we're all pro-choice. It is the rights, because for me, I agree with you, Louisa. I say that you start stripping one minority's rights, then you go for the next one, and then you keep going. And I am about people's rights. I'm not for or against no one, as long as you are not hurting somebody else, as long as you are not, doing some crazy shit to children. I don't care what you do in your fucking life. It has nothing to do with me, right? So I'm for rights, period. And I really strongly am going to get involved and become more active in voting and things like that, just because I feel like we gotta do something as well as talk about it. So if we have platforms, let's use our fucking platforms and let's keep talking about it, not just talk about it while it's cool and it's there, but then it dies down and no one hears shit else. No, let's keep talking about it. Let's keep sharing this shit, and then also get out there and vote and get involved, because we need to, again, like Louisa said, hold these politicians accountable for the shit that they say they will or won't do for us in these offices, right? But closing words of what you want to say or thoughts on this, on the topic.
Listen, we've said a lot during this podcast, and it really is, we have to stand together. We have to hold our officials accountable. We have to be smart about things and not selfish and think just of ourselves, because, as it was said, it's not just about us, it's about our daughters, our nieces, our sisters. And it could, interfere with so many things. So it's just like, please, guys, vote, take the situation into your own hands by voting.
I agree. I think we all need to come together, whether it's female, male, we need to stick together. Like, we need our males to have our back, because it'll start with this, and then it'll, what is going to become the next thing they're going to try to do. So it's like, we need to stand together just as humans. I mean, it's a woman, it's affecting us, but it would definitely affect many families with men too. So we need the men to get involved also. We need the men to talk about it also, have their point of views, put it out there, not just our point of views, but we need the men to talk about it.
Right. And not just say it's not my fight, right?
Exactly. It's all out. It's going to start, trust me, it'll start with us, but it'll end with them.
Exactly. All right, ladies, thank you guys so much for coming on here and talking some real ass shit on this podcast. As always, you guys, sending you guys so much love, so much light. This is your Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. Bye. In the building. High priestess I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.